The funny thing about the negabands on the TV show is that they're actually meant to be a big callback to the OG version of Captain Marvel, the very first version, who was a man called Mar-Vell, who did appear during the Captain Marvel movie in the MCU, but he was played by Annette Bening, so they changed the character just a little bit.
What? What the fuck?
But he was played by Annette Bening, so they changed the character just a little bit.
Probably late. Oh, Friday night time. Radical lights and highly organized. It's Friday night times. Friday night times. If you're still not offended tonight. Oh, Friday night times. Rest assured that the chances are high.
Hello. What's up? See how much gas I have left in the tank after joining the drinker on Open Bar, which was always fun, and Mahler and Echo Chamberlain and the Little Platoon, all great YouTubers that you should be following. And yeah, as promised, Super Chat Square Up time. No, I don't have my studio lights on, so it's a little darker, a little moodier for you all, you know, because I don't want those lights glaring me in the face. So it's a little more mellow. That's right. Evening viewing. Although it's only 5 o'clock on the West Coast. 8:19 on the East Coast, and whatever time it is in some country, that doesn't matter because it's not America. Hope you're awake. Just kidding. See if I have some voice left. Let's see who's here. Shoggoth88, Saltine76, James. I missed your last name there, James. Hi, James. Griffin Turbo, Lord Botha, The Fixer 1. Thoughts on fitness with Nigel. We're all making plans for Nigel. What's up, CK? Oh, I don't know how to say that. Von Max. No, those are two different names, by the way. Nick S. What's up? Carl. My wife is, you probably won't be able to hear it, but it's blasting. She's watching the Frasier remake. Don't know how it is. And I want to apologize in advance. This show will probably roll in to Loki, right? So it's going to interrupt my viewing and your viewing of Loki. I hope you can manage. Hope you can manage. Alex Hunt, hail. Gritter, hail. All right. I think we should just get going, right? We should just get going. Yeah, the Marvels is going to projected the flop. They have now tagged on a quickly reshot stinger at the end, which is supposed to feature an X-Man, which makes no sense. And the strategy worked out so well for Black Adam, I can't see why Marvel wouldn't try it. But Marvel's going to find themselves in the same shape as DC very soon. If not, it might have already happened. It might have already happened. How dare you say that about my most anticipated film of the year, J-Ram? Frasier reboot series is Big Bang Theory bad. Ooh, oh boy. Well, you know what? To be honest with you, Mrs. Nerdrotic might not notice. It's kind of like me playing a bad video game. I'm probably not going to notice. Mrs. Nerdrotic is not as discerning as I am when it comes to stuff. Father, hello. Thank God you're here. Literally. Ahoy. So let's get to it. Again, I was just on a 3-hour live stream, so my voice might not be the best right now. Oh my God. Diced tomato. Diced tomato. That's a great start. Diced tomato for $1. This was a Rumble. No, it's not a Rumble. It's a donation. Stands to reason. Talking about Tony Stark being Mr. Emma Frost. Stands to reason that Emma Frost is clearly her misandrous grifter self, and she is working an angle mind controlling Tony Stark into taking her name for reasons. Probably so she can inherit everything. Guys, please watch Vox Machina, a D&D based fantasy animated series on Amazon. It's much more enjoyable than Invincible because all the protagonists are likable. In Invincible, only Mark, Nolan, and Cecil are interesting characters. The other characters are whiny and annoying. Says Ruthie A for $5. There you go. Super Chair Destroyer just says huge for $5. Thank you. Stephen Jordan for $1.99. Speaking of boobs, Adrian Barbeau in Swamp Thing. Yes. All the boobs. Kenneth Acadian for $10. Why can't Marvel cancel the Kang and Secret Wars movie ASAP? They don't need to wait to do a soft reboot. Nothing is working. They need to fire all of the execs below Feige. Well, that's your problem. When it worked, one of the few people, there's still some people around Feige who were there early on, like Esposito. I'm forgetting the other name. The guy, what was his name? The guy who produced Inconvenient Truth. Yes, one of the producers from the Inconvenient Truth is a producer and a higher up at Marvel Studios. That should explain a lot. Although that was the biggest fantasy that guy ever worked on. Yeah, that's the problem. I like firing Kevin Feige. You like what Feige did early on with a lot of other people worked. I don't know how you'd fix that. I don't think firing Kevin Feige would fix the problem. I think honestly, if you wanted to fix the problem, you just go back down to 2 movies a year, maybe 1 TV show. So instead of doing 3 movies a year, do 2 and 1 TV show. And that's if this can be fixed, which I don't think it can be. I do not think it can be at this point. There's points of no return, and we have passed it. And if you keep releasing stuff like the Marvels and Echo, that just drives more people away. Sparta Chris for $10. Hey, Gary, would you ever do a video where you go over where Disney went wrong with post-Endgame MCU versus how it should have gone with the multiverse versus you done with the post-Endgame MCU? Like kind of how I'd fix it? I could probably do that. That's probably not a bad idea. I'd have to give it a little thought, but I could do that. Hell yeah. Princess Fiona for $2. What major Dune 2 change were you referring to? Oh, I'm not allowed to say. The guy told me, and I was sworn to secrecy. And on it, like, it's a character I know nothing about, right? I mean, no, that's not entirely true. Because the character was in David Lynch's Dune. That's all I can hint. There's a major change to a character that's in David Lynch's Dune. That's all I can say. Diet Milk for $2. Any thoughts on Blumhouse Spawn movie? If they want it, like the last time I heard Todd McFarlane wanted to do like a $10 million like horror thing, it's like, no, just adapt the comic. I would say adapt the animated series. Thunder Kid for $5. Everyone needs to watch Changeland by Seth Green. What's Changeland? It's a 2019 drama. Yeah, he still looks young without his beard. Don't know what it's about, though. I'll check it out someday. I've got a big list right now. Got to watch Old Dads. Loki's on tonight. I don't know when South Park drops. I don't know if it's midnight or whatever, but I'll be ready for that, too. The chat for $5 says, in the FF annual, John Byrne had the FF discover that the Skrull cow's milk turned the nearby townspeople into shape-shifting, changing monsters. Which annual was that? That's hilarious. I completely slipped my mind. I've thought I've read every annual. But, you know, when you read shit 35 years ago, sometimes things slip your mind. Darius White for $10. You know your movie's crap when the trailer doesn't explain any of the common story beats. Looking at you, Marvels. Who's the villain? What's their motivation? Plot? What the hell is even that? What the hell is... Here, I got that.
What the hell is even that?
There you go. Clown for $4.99. The movie theaters. Could this open the door for more independent films making it to theaters due to the strike? Would like to hear your take. Well, it's got to be not necessarily, because there's a bazillion independent films out there, and like it or not, notoriety matters when you're dealing with big theater chains. That's why Taylor Swift can get a concert movie in there. Not every rock star could get not the Rolling Stones could do it because they're old. But they really need to think out of the box, and I just don't know what would drag people to theaters outside of Taylor Swift, which is just a commentary on our society right now as it stands. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're in real trouble. They are on a lot of real estate. They are big buildings that require a lot of rent or lease, whatever the hell it is. If they own the land, they still need to pay property taxes and business taxes. They still need to employ people. They are screwed. Constrained Anachronism, CA for $10. Gary, Wheel of Prime does exactly the type of Easter egg strategy. They take an irrelevant tidbit from the source material while ignoring everything important and then shout, "It's from the books, you remember?" Yeah, that's what the MCU has become too. They used to follow frameworks of story in the MCU. Now it's just, oh, it's an Easter egg. Redbird for $5. What's preventing a private writing company from undercutting SAG, such as hire good writers and make deals with productions companies and producers? Because the studios are essentially forced to work with them. The way that's the way the racket is set up. So these corporations that the unions have been calling the devil and asking for people to break up, including state senators and the federal government. Now they are just happy as well. The WGA is just completely happy to work with them again. When they could go out on their own and do whatever they want. Listen, if you're good enough, you can do that. Taker 610 for $2. Jada comes out as a Skrull in her memoir. That would make a lot of sense, to be honest with you. And I mean, she's starting to look like Don Cheadle. Hanzo Sword 01 for $10. Gary, you should write a competing book talking about the mainstream media cabal and their incorrect narrative. They know the truth, but they will lie until people believe it. Well, that could be said about all of our institutions right now. But yes, I could. Albert, not a retro for 10 Canadian pesos. There are also the same women who get pissed. These are also the same women who get pissed when women show skin in a movie and thought Thor was getting sexually assaulted by Zeus. Flick. In Thor Love and Thunder was funny, a.k.a. hypocrites. Yes. All we ask for balance. They've got all these hot actresses that they frump up now. And you know the actresses aren't, like, they have to pretend to go along with it, you know, so they don't look bad, you know, but secretly they're like, I starve myself and binge and purge for this. Terrificus for $9.99. Just wanted to say the skip college buy books bit was super inspiring. I wanted to get into video game development since I was a kid. I'm 32 now. Just inspired me to buy some books. Yes, buy books. Knowledge is power. The only difference is you get a little piece of paper that you pay upwards of $50,000 to $100,000 to $500,000 for. That gets you jobs in organizations that require you to go to multiple useless meetings, usually run DEI, and have way too many middle managers. That is the 9th circle of hell to me. Michael Johnson for $5. Clearly, Emma Frost was being her typical Miss Anders self. Oh, I already read this one. This got in there twice. Brightest Day Audiobooks. What's up, brother, for $2. Shout out to Harry, Frank, and Z-Beam Lady. Hail. Hail to you, brother. He's in that video you saw earlier. He's there. He's a real nerd, that guy. Real big nerd. Okay, why did that not go? I don't understand. Okay. Never mind. I'm talking to myself. This is you know, funny thing is when I'm talking to myself, I know what I'm going to say about half the time. Heartbreak Ridge for $5. College these days is often just a credential and not an education. So Chris and I were talking about college. And listen, if it's just a place that does the basics, you know, gets you prepared for life. It was based on a video. There's two videos. There's the one of the woman complaining about the 9-to-5 job. And there's the other one where the woman's in a car complaining about having gone to college and her sushi job pays better than the one she went to college for because they need experience. And she thought that the college was the experience. No, the college just shows that you can show up someplace at a certain time. There's a great speech. There's a great speech about this in Tulsa King, where Sly Stallone explains what college is, and it just shows the potential employer that you can show up and you show a commitment to something. Then you gain the experience. That's how life works, and it's through practical experience. I paid $10,000 for the one, you know, for the only college I ever went to, and it was basically an adult night school thing that was attached to San Francisco State, and it used to be. Wasn't at State. It was at the Nordstrom's Mall that's being closed down right now. It was in the second floor. And it was called Digital Video Intensive through SF State. It was a 4-month course devoid of any theory and lectures. All of that thrown away, and it was just practical experience. Day one, a camera was put in my hand, and we were shooting. The classes were 9 to 10 hours long, 5 to 6 days a week. So it was called an intensive for a reason. And that helped me hook up a job in Hollywood. Hated it. But everything I learned from that is actually applicable to my YouTube career now. So it worked out in the end. Thought it was a waste of money before. worked out in the end. But yeah, there was no gender studies classes. It was just everything involved in digital video production. And it was great. I learned a lot in a short amount of time. It was crazy. Talking Panda for $5. I interview computer science folks. Graduates rarely know anything useful. We end up hiring self-starters who study on their own. And I still think, I mean, we're starting to see 20th century models break down. All right. It's not surprising, you know, as technology gets better, we have access to more information. I've probably learned far more. No, I know I have. I've learned far more from just simple curiosity and searching on the internet than I ever did in school. Going down back in the old days when, you know, I kind of liked Wikipedia. I would go down Wikipedia rabbit holes on history just for fun. Because, you know, what else am I going to do? I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't go out. So, Spectre Wolf for $10. College is experience. If the career you want is as a professional activist or a professional communist, otherwise it is training for an entry-level career. Success requires blood, sweat, and tears. Correct. Project Taco for $2. Mr. Gary, I like it. Your Chinese girl, señorita. I just read it with a little inflection how it was spelled. I like your Chinese girl, señorita. She's married. What's your guys' take on the new deal offer? Oh, the new DEI officer hire at Disney. I was surprised it took them this long. I don't get why people keep hoping for a turnaround from the Iger company at this point. The Grizzly for $10. Good question. What do I think? I think meet the new boss, same as the old boss. It's a fucking DEI executive, the most useless position in the world. Do you guys remember the Golga Frenchums? The Golga Frenchums from Hitchhiker. It's where we're all descended from. Is from the, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. It was the B arc, right? The B arc. So the Golgo Frenchums were a humanoid race who decided one day they wanted to get rid of a third of its useless population. So they invented a theory that there was a giant monster or something was going to come and destroy their planet. And they convinced this useless third of their population to board an ark to leave. And they said, we're getting on an ark too. Don't worry. And the ark was filled with hairstylists, documentarians, telephone sanitizers, and a captain who was in the bath the whole time. So the point being is that's who we are descended from. On Earth. They crash landed on Earth, and the survivors, the first thing they did, they were given 2 sticks to start fires, and they just made scissors out of them and made documentaries about it. But the other funny part is the home planet, everybody died out from a disease contracted from a dirty telephone. Yeah, so Arthur and Ford they're in the past, and they end up on this ship with the Golgo Frenchums. It's good shit. The whole planet died from a disease contracted from a dirty telephone because they shipped off all the telephone sanitizers. Vogon Poetry. Who can forget Vogon Poetry? But that's Disney. Disney is the Golgo Frenchums. They're fucking retarded. Yeah. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. And Iger's got to go. at this point. Iger will be a fall guy. It will be. If this Nelson Peltz thing is real, I thought the guy, would get fought off on the first one, but now that he's come back a second time and he has a shitload more of stock and can buy more now that it dipped under $80 a share today while I was on the stream with Drinker. And I read, an article from Puck News. It goes into detail, but basically at the end it said, Iger's got two choices here: work with Nelson Peltz or leave. And Puck News they're pretty much in the know. They've got a pretty good idea. They've been wrong on shit before. They said Kathleen Kennedy was on her way out. We know that wasn't true. Okay, hello, first time super chatter. Oh, we'll be gentle. You've taken my my chat. It's supposed to say virginity, but it's chat-ginity. Chat-ginity. Are you happy, Gary? It's just a day that ends in Y for me, baby. For me, it was a Thursday. Just kidding. Thank you. I'm so happy. Riley. I'm on season 4 of Buffy with Riley, by the way. Riley. I've been listening to you guys for a few months now. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you for helping me feel more sane, more for information about culture, and giving me something to listen to while I doing my college work. Hell, while we're telling you, get out. It's a waste of time. I'm glad we can help you through that. But seriously, get out. No, if it's a normal, if it's like a tech college or something like that, that's fine. We're talking basically about elite universities, which are breeding grounds for retards. Best name I could think of for $5. Have you all seen the Old Dads trailer with Bill Burr? I'm curious what you think. I'm going to watch it in the next 24 hours, but I'm waiting to watch it with Mrs. Nerdrotic, who is currently... The reason I'm doing this earlier is she's watching Frasier, and she had no interest in turning it off. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to watch it. So I'll just do the Super Chat score up early. So I was going to wait till 10. Matthew Hammond for $4.99. Possible Forbidden Frontier topic. I sent you an email about Randall Carlson interview where he talks about the thunderstorm generator. I got that email, and I think we could bring it up. Also, don't forget to watch Graham Hancock on Joe Rogan from yesterday. It's fantastic. Utterly fantastic. Creativity breeds creativity. Stan Lee was constantly inspired by his amazing peers on the daily. In reverse, put 10 bad Hollywood writers in a room. Yeah, no. I totally agree. I tell you right now, with YouTube, with our group in YouTube, our sphere, it's not affiliated. We're just buds. We're friends. I definitely think we feed off each other and make each other better. I mean, you're the ultimate judge of that, honestly. It feels like, I've gotten better as time gone on, but that's from inspiration instead of envy. You see how that works? Inspiration instead of envy, looking at really good content out there and not ripping anybody off, but getting inspired, going that was a really good idea. And there is so much talent out there, so much fucking talent out there. And it's different types of talents, but yeah, it's good to be around really people who are creative forces, right? No matter what you do, right? I've had auto parts jobs, and some of them sucked balls because the coworkers, not that I was ever perfect or anything, but we just didn't mesh. But when I was at Acura of Escondido with my friend Scott Edwards, I had fun almost every fucking day, almost every day, because we just fed off each other and it was fun. So, it depends on who you're around, but yes, creativity does breed creativity. Absolutely. And that's why when you have when you have a great creative mind, like Mike Judge, great creative mind, great satirical, funny, creative mind, who probably could have made it big in Hollywood, directing big things, but always just kind of stayed in his own realm. And I have tons of respect for the guy, just nothing but respect for the guy. Loved Beavis and Butthead. I watched his stuff. Well, I watched Frog Baseball at Spike and Mike's Festival of Animation back in the 80s, where we get really fucking high and watch like really out there cartoons. But like he gets somebody like Jessica Gowan, who wrote fucking She-Hulk, but she writes a great episode of Silicon Valley, which is a fucking fantastic show, especially that first couple seasons, man. Whew. So yeah, you still need the creative force, which can help people lift up, but then some people just go beyond their limits. You know, Kathleen Kennedy, Academy Award-winning producer, was put in charge of something completely, has been an utter, complete failure. Kevin Feige, very good producer, worked well with others, worked well with creatives. At first was very collaborative, eventually got control of everything, and has been shit. So 2019, he was in control of everything, including publishing, marketing, merchandising, and the studios, both TV and film. And he's been a failure. So Kevin Feige, with a man to answer to, a man or two to answer to, and some other people around him. But those two top people were keeping all of them in check, like Victoria Alonso. And then when certain people left, she wasn't kept in check anymore. Kevin Feige wasn't strong enough personality. Or what I've heard, he's super passive aggressive. And people like Victoria Alonso just don't give a shit about that. And activism, you know. In honor of the late Keith Giffen, R.I.P., I had to pick up my my Justice League International Omnibus. It completely holds up. R.I.P. to one of my all-time favorite comic book writers. R.I.P. to Keith Giffen, who was one of the greats. Thank you, Robbie Biller. MK Solid 82 for $4.99. Gary, the MCU doesn't even take advantage of Brie Larson's cleavage. Imagine the difference it would make. These are supposed to be women of fantasy. Could Brie Larson have worked with a different script and sexed up a little bit? Maybe. The male gaze is back in this. There's a shot of her in a Captain Marvel gown with her husband or whatever. The only thing is the star is so big, it looks like Warlock jizzed on her chest. Here, I'll show you. You're going to think, what are you talking about? Let me show you the picture. It's in our Discord somewhere. It's in our Discord somewhere. I can't find it, so I'm going to tell you how I searched it. Lady Greymaster put the picture up, and I said it looks like someone splooged on her chest, so I just searched splooged because I know nobody else would use it in the Discord. Here it goes. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only person who thinks it looks like Warlock splooged on her chest. Doesn't that, I mean, like, it's dripping down. But hey, she's kind of smiling. It's not going to help the movie. I can see it. Thank you. I'm not the only one. Yeah, she looks pretty good right there. I'm going to say she looked good. Even if it looks like Warlock splooged on her chest. Because that's what it looks like. We need to make movies about friendship. Friendship is code for collectivism, says Thomas Pickett for $5. Because they don't believe, collectivism doesn't believe in friendship. They believe in allies. They need allies because allies are easier to turn on than friends. It sounds better. I don't need allies. I don't need any fucking allies. I need friends. Ally. I don't like the term ally. For people I interact with in my life, it's like, hello, ally. That sounds like saying comrade, doesn't it? Rob Biller for $5. Oh, I read that one. Gary, I read that one too. Afternoon from chilly London. Sorry to have missed you in the UK. Thanks for keeping me and Mrs. Strawbridge entertained throughout trying times. Digby, it's my pleasure. Sorry I missed you. I'll be back next year. Thanks for the 10 British pounds. Forerunner Night for $5. Hey, Gary and Chris, since you like the Ahsoka 80s intro by Aeronauts, can you play the Andor 70s intro he did? I also think you guys would like it. I'll play it next time, yeah. Thank you for Forerunner Night. Peter Hewitt for $2. Frank, Dwight Howard came out as gay. The two of you, talking to Frank Gore. Dwight Howard coming out as gay is about as surprising as Liberace being gay. Okay. Craig Road Jr. for $5. Why is nobody talking about the hero of Fallout series being a young woman? I did when it was announced. I said, wow, a Fallout series might interest my son, who absolutely adores the aesthetic of Fallout. But as I told him, and he's all, yeah, but it's going to have some POC female lead. And I'm like, well, is that from the game? He's all, no. I'm like, oh. And then I looked at who's making it. Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy, who were responsible for Westworld. And, well, that went to shit after season 1 when they decided to make it an allegory for Me Too instead of an exploration of consciousness, which is what it definitely was going towards. And we also found out, like with season 1 of Westworld, it had actually been in production and being worked on for over 5 years, multiple writers. And once Lisa Joy took over, Jonathan Nolan can be a good writer when he's with his brother, not when he's with his wife, though. I guess Person of Interest was pretty good, but that was mostly Jonathan. So, and then they all stopped writing towards the end. They all just bailed on it. And I think, I don't even think any of the episodes, I think maybe Lisa Joy wrote an episode, but Jonathan Nolan didn't write an episode for series 4. They had checked out because they did their deal with Amazon. That's part of the why it got canceled. Part of the reason it got canceled. Also, the ratings were shit, and it probably would have been canceled earlier, but Nolan being in your last name gets you places. It gets you places. Yeah, if you, I own Westworld season 1. And if you just watch season 1 and nothing after that, it is a spectacular Twilight Zone. Great music, great narrative, great characters. Everything about it is great. And then it just falls off a cliff. It's crazy. But then you find out why. That the people who took over the show weren't responsible for all the stuff that was put in for season 1. I love the movie. The movie is great. With Yul Brynner, I see in their chat, the movie is fucking great. Fucking great. All right, we'll read some of the new ones before we get to FNT. That was from the Nooner, by the way. Hey, Gary, I watched all of Clarkson's Farm, and it's great. I found myself saying, fuck the British and their dumb rules. Clarkson moved to Texas. I was like, dude, put your farm here, man. But they like the UK. The UK, like that part of the country is gorgeous, though. It is flipping gorgeous. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Clarkson's Farm. I mean, it's a different type of show than One Piece, but best show on television. I've watched both season 1 and season 2 3 times all the way through, and I will watch it again probably over the holidays. It's perfect for Drinker mentioned it. You just finish your holiday meal, your Christmas meal, or Hanukkah, whatever you cats do. But I'm not afraid to say Christmas because it's Christmas. And you finish your Christmas turkey or ham or whatever you have, spaghetti, and you're just chilling with the family. Put on Clarkson's Farm. Everybody will love it. Everybody will love it. It's funny. It's like strangely peaceful, all the beautiful shots of the English countryside. And Jeremy Clarkson's a funny motherfucker. Like one of the best hosts on earth. Here we go. Gary, I watched the open bar and I can't believe the amount of lies you told about me. I mean, Kevin Feige, not Kevin Feige. I didn't recognize you with that mustache and paying in rubles. That's probably Brazilian money, to be honest with you. I'm going to say it's rubles, though. Not Kevin Feige. Boomer pinned the Streamlabs tip. I usually don't on Square Ups, Eric. But thank you. Thanks for reminding me. You're a wonderful person. You're like I have people in my life that act as my memory. Eric is one of them. And X-Ray Girl, and of course my wife. They're like my external hard drives, because I did some really horrible things to my brain back in the 80s. Eric, I love you, man. Hope you're doing okay. How's California, Eric? Vesper Valdo Vez, thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate it. Bless you. Look at that avatar too. Thoughts on fitness with it's Nige. I thought it was Nigel. It's Nige. Love XTC, Gary. Do an FNT retro pitch with Chris, or FF retro. I will. Maybe I'll sit down with Chris and we'll do. Well, I think it would take some time. I have a bigger project plan for that. Well, I mean, you guys know what's coming at the end of the year. Top 5 woke disasters of 2023. And quite frankly, I've already got too many. I can do top 10. But I don't want to kill Perry. But wanted to wait a couple more weeks because, the Marvels is coming out. And maybe the actors get off strike and Rachel Zegler hits the red carpet. You never know. But that's my big project for the rest of the year. But I think FF retro pitch and a pitch to like how to fix the MCU post Endgame, I think those intrigue me. The Endgame one, though, that would be a long ass video. But I'll tell you where I'd start. Not killing Tony Stark. Are actors allowed to do one-offs at the moment? They couldn't have done prior to strike. Is grammar in violation of the Film Actors Guild? I don't. I mean, if they go and promote, I think in some cases they can promote now, kind of. But for the most part, no. They can't even put on a Barbie costume or a Ken costume. And they're getting pissed. So I know, like, for one, there was a lot of actors who didn't vote to strike. Keep that in mind. There were actors who did not vote to strike. There are actors who were told they were going to have a deal early on. And there are actors who are genuinely pissed. I would be too if my house was on the line. But I would also have, like, contingencies, right? So part of contingencies is not putting yourself in a position where if you're out of work for a certain amount of time, you're going to lose everything, right? Since I was a person who like lived paycheck to paycheck for a long fucking time, and I'm, after, decades, I don't do that anymore. But that's because I plan for contingencies, and I put myself in a position where if YouTube yanks the chain while I'm on this stream, we'll be fine. We'll be okay. Teachers used to have a summer CD, and I know a lot of actors do something very similar. But 6 months is a little ridiculous. And then coming in, that fucking demand at the end was retarded. That was just, they had the upper hand. The WGA is convinced they won. The studios gave them a deal because they know they don't have to pay as many people. So like, sure, we'll give you what you want because, we're paying about half of you. So it all works out for us. And they also kind of went soft on AI a little bit. Here's the deal. Well, I'll get to the SAG thing real quick. So SAG adds that 57% levy on streaming services for every subscriber, where half of their content, more than half of their content, has nothing to do with the Screen Actors Guild, with the Writers Guild of America. It's fucking ridiculous. So what would be the compromise? A levy on a subscriber per thing that's actually affiliated with SAG. How would you figure that out? Forget that. So I would tell them to pay on sand. So it looks like they got a week to decide. I think the actors fold. I could be wrong. And if they don't, apocalypse. Absolute apocalypse. You can't stop an industry twice in 5 years. You can't and survive. It will always be around in some form, but it will be much smaller. Where are we now? Off topic, but for season 2 of Rings of Power. Rings of Power is never off topic here. Visithorpe for $10. Will Guy Ladriel fight a Balrog one-on-one and beat it? I actually predicted that. I predicted it. Establishing her as fist to defeat one, even before Gandalf, sounds about right for these showrunners. I can't remember what's live stream, but I said she has taken that Balrog down. She's taken it down. She'll probably be injured while she's doing it. And then she'll have her battle cry, "There's a tempest in me!" Forget fixing Marvel or Star Wars. The way Disney treated half the country and white dudes in particular is unforgivable. Those IPs are irredeemable. Ozzy's Robots for $4.99. I will agree with you on Star Wars. Star Wars is an irredeemable intellectual property, and Disney will have to resort to remaking the prequels in the original trilogy. Been saying that for years. Knew it was going to happen. Marvel... yeah, definitely needs to take a break. Definitely needs to take a break. But I think they're both broken beyond repair, and in a few years, the normies will be on to something else. Hollywood will be on to something else, and if the box office survives, there'll be another thing driving the box office. Is it going to be film adaptations of toys? No. Barbie was a phenomenon that will not be repeated. I would love to see, for my boy Jeremy, for my boy, and for me, because I like the G.I. Joe cartoon. Didn't like the comic, but I like the cartoon. Does that make sense? No. I just don't like Army comics. That's all. I think if we got a G.I. Joe that was proper, that'd be fucking rad. That'd be rad. I'd love to see it. I have no faith in Hollywood being able to make that, though. But you're right. Irredeemable. Done. Point of no return has already been passed. I hope you're looking forward to Dune Part 2. Chris, I am. McDermott, I am. I am very much looking forward to that movie. And the movies I'm looking forward to, I'm sorry if you've heard this before, just in case there's somebody new here. The movies I am greatly looking forward to. Okay, let's say streaming and theater. The Killer, David Fincher on Netflix. I'm very curious about, I can't say looking forward to it, but I will be watching it like the minute it drops. Rebel Moon. I would love it for it to be good. It'd be cool to have something that's, yes, it's a disposed Star Wars pitch, but if it's like sci-fi and it's interesting and it's fun, yes, I'm down. Okay. The Iron Claw, the wrestling movie, looks really good. Silent Night looks like tons of fun, and I love Joel Kinnaman's a great actor. And Ferrari, because I love Michael Mann. So, and I like cars. Although I never own a Ferrari, and I think Ferraris are for small peepees. But small peepees. But they're great car. Just never pay fucking $100,000 for a car. That's retarded. I guess that's the one thing my dad taught me that stuck. Never buy a car new. Never buy a brand new car. It's a stupid waste of money. Go out and find one that was like a lease return or something like that of the same line you want, and you'll save tons of money. It's still kind of a ripoff, but it's not as bad as a brand new car. Eric D. June for $5. Gary, you fiend. You know nothing. The Marvels will be a cinematic masterpiece and a big success. My minions will ensure the downfall of FNT. Eric D. June. Eric, I'd like to see you try. Eric D. June. Will Wokewood ever get creative again? So tired of stupid movie hero Stupid hero movie obsession. Yes, I'm old, 75. Fuck, Martin, you are old. Thanks for being here, though, buddy. It's done. The obsession is over. Drinker said it today. I said it in a video. Superhero movie's over. Some might not want to call it superhero fatigue, but superhero fatigue it's happened before. We've entered fatigue phases multiple times, and it was saved by a movie reinventing it. Right? It was getting stale. You know, it was getting stale after Batman and Robin. Then Blade comes in. Then X-Men comes in and gets it kind of going again. Then Spider-Man puts it through the stratosphere. But after Spider-Man, it started fading a little bit. Then Batman comes in. Dark Knight comes in. Iron Man comes in, and we're off to the fucking races. And especially with the MCU. But there's times where it's been starting to fade. You know, Dread. Fucking Dread. I think if Dread was actually released today, it would do a lot better. But Dread, like one of the best adaptations of comics ever. By the way, single best adaptation of a comic book, Sin City. Sin City. That's right, Sin City. Hey, Gary, got anything to recommend for a guy wanting to get into Conan? Yes, there is a book available on Amazon. It's like a omnibus. I'll get you the title for it. I have it myself. Okay, do you want to read comics or books? I think it's called like Conan Anthology. Nope. It's like complete Robert E. Howard Conan. I got the book downstairs. There it is. The Complete Chronicles of Conan, Century Edition, hardcover. Ooh, it's going for a lot of money now. It's $68. But dude, it's worth it. You could probably find it cheaper on eBay, but it's the Complete Chronicles of Conan. Centenary Edition. What the fuck did I say? Century? Centenary Edition. So it came out, 2006 or something like that? Read that. That's good. Also, I would just start, I don't know if do they make a Conan omnibus? They have to. Savage Sword of Conan. Find the reprints of Savage Sword of Conan. It's a shit. Absolute the shit. Roy Thomas. Got a law assistant job. No degree. Just read info. Oh, you just read info? That's okay. You don't want to be a lawyer. No, I'm just kidding. RX firm. Personally, as a history graduate myself, I think we should move back to the guild system with masters and 1 to 3 apprentices that learn the job. Honestly, that's kind of how it works in Hollywood, or at least how it used to work. You would have a master, and there'd be a couple of apprentices. Lord Botha for $4.99. And then one more, and we'll get to the old stuff. Trade school is absolutely an option, and it's a great option outside of university. I highly recommend trade school because it's practical application. That in a lot of places they can do actual serious job placement. Okay, and that's where you do get experience, like at least in that field. So they will, if you go to a mechanic school, auto mechanic school, they will place you. And I know dealers are always looking for auto mechanics. So yes, absolutely agree with you. I am legend daddy. The most useful college course I took was public speaking, parties, bars, dates, work, YouTube. It's useful everywhere. John Maceo for $5. I took a speech class as well. I did. All right. FNT. Oh, is it almost Loki time? God, I'm so sorry. I deeply apologize to all of you that Loki started 10 minutes ago. My God. Hang on. I got to sip a what's left of my coffee. It's so good when it hits your lips. I was at GameStop to pick up Mario and saw 2 unsold boxes with Miss Marvel bracelets. I assume they have been there since before the show came out. LOL. They probably have. Jamaic for $5. God for $25. Stop touching yourself, Ryan. I'll pass that on to Ryan. I don't think it's going to help God. I, for one, you made him. You made him. Just saying. You gave us Ryan. Okay. You can't, I know there's free will. I understand that. But you made him. You put him on this world. John Goetz for $20. Gaming is a sad victim of big tech now too, Gary. Microsoft couldn't build their own stuff, so now they've bought 2 of the biggest publishers with some of the biggest IPs in gaming for about $80 billion over the last couple of years, and they will do the same thing that Disney did to Marvel and Star Wars. Fuck. I know I'm Mr. PC supremacy, but fuck Microsoft. You're right, Mr. Cobra. We shall release the NFL in a binge model. We will just record all the games and keep the results secret, and then release the whole season in March. I'm sure we will. Keep the same mind share of months like we do now. Genius, Roger Goodell, for $20. That's a great point. I mean, it's live sports; it's different. I think Jeremy just doesn't like to be wrong. And, you know, who does? But he's wrong. I binge, like, for one, he always tries to get, you binged it. And I'm like, yeah, I binged it after it was done. But if I am starting a streaming service and I'm spending hundreds of millions of dollars on stuff, for one, I wouldn't run it like fucking Disney. And I would release I'd release everything weekly. Release everything fucking weekly. For one, you get real data and you know if your shit's good or not. And if people really like your stuff, as Jeremy says, and I agree, good stories will out. Good stories will out. They will absolutely be good stories, no matter what form you put them in. But if you want to give your good story the best chance to succeed, a better chance to succeed, is you release it weekly. One Piece would still be talked about right now if it was released weekly. It is now out of the conversation, which is unfortunate. And it's it's probably the most popular scripted show of the year. And it's out of the conversation when it could have easily been in the conversation for 2 months while it aired. And then you had the bingers who came in, and it probably extended that for another month. So you turned to maybe 2. So you turned a month and a half of praise, which is pretty good for a streaming. Pretty fucking good. It turned up. No, but that's what you ended up with when you could have had 4 to 4.5 months of it being in the ether, in the air, being talked about all the fucking time. Anticipation for episode, which would have led up to episode 7, which would have knocked everybody on their fucking asses. And they blew it. They blew it because partially they associate it with their brand, but they're going to have to move away from that, especially if we want to go to ad-based tiers. And by the way, that's just for new stuff, okay? When it's over, you can binge it whenever the fuck you want. But you have, you're giving up 2 months of marketing that not even Netflix or Amazon could afford. You're talking about hundreds of YouTube channels, thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of posts across all social media, TikTok channels, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere, free, fucking free. Hundreds of millions of dollars worth of advertising for free. And they turn that down. It's stupid. It's bad business. They do well despite themselves, and Netflix is probably coming out of the streaming wars looking weak for a minute, but they've turned it around. They've turned it around for now. The chat, thank you for the 1776. I appreciate it. Just Philip MP for $10. So happy to see my longtime senpai, Mr. Benjamin, on the stream tonight. Loving the content over on the Lotus Eaters. It's so fucking good. Subscribe to the Lotus Eaters, please. Sir, keep up the good work. All hail Friday Night Tights. Carl Benjamin does do God's work. He does. So hail to Sargon of Akkad. I've already told the story where when I was listening to him was back in 2015, 16. And it was just, Sargon of Akkad, the actual king. So I had no idea what he looked like, and I thought he was like in his 40s or 50s. Not how he sounded, not like how his voice sounded, just how smart he was. And I was like, oh shit, he's a youngster. John Rambo for $25. Don't push it. Don't push it, or I will give FNT a super chat. If you don't believe me, let it go. Let it go. Thank you, John Rambo. It's over, Johnny. It's over. Mr. Gentleman for $1. The Marvels is being called Captain Marvel 2 in China. That is true. In China, they call it Captain Marvel 2. The poster puts, maybe because the Marvels doesn't translate. I don't know. Anybody speak Mandarin or whatever Chinese language they speak over there? The poster puts Monica and Kamala behind her and under color filters, of course. Remind me who the real racists are again. Well, it's Disney. It's always been Disney. They shrunk Finn on the poster for China, and they covered up the beloved Chadwick Boseman's face for China. And they also thanked the concentration camp. Also, I always vote 11 plus minutes in the poll. Hail the 11 plus minute club. I think that's pretty consistent. Cheers. Cheers. Thank you. You're lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we've got quite a list here. Here we go. Quite a list. Mine Nerdrotic is a title suggestion for the book for $1.99. I don't know if we'll use that one, but you know what? We don't want to throw any idea away. Lelouch lives for $10. First time super chat. Hail to the FNT. Just finished thrift store shopping and found the perfect pillow for X-Ray Girl. It has extra down feathers. Yes, extra down. You guys simping for X-Ray Girl. Seriously, get a hold of yourselves. Oh, wait, no. As a matter of fact, don't get a hold of yourself. Bad advice. Nightbot's Revenge for $1.99. MR James. You fail, Brits. The Brits always fail because the Americans just take their stuff and make it better. It's what we do. It's what we do. Mitchell Fields for $5. Shad. Show idea. The sling versus the bow. When would one be used over the other? Pro and cons. One is easy to conceal. The other can operate almost silently. I think that's a good idea. Are you sure he hasn't done that yet? I'm not sure he hasn't done that yet. Maybe he's done it. Cancel Disney Plus. Hashtag cancel Disney Plus, says Graph Web for $2. Hey, wait a minute. I got a clip for that somewhere. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. There we go.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.
There you go. Alexander Dukas for $2. Best super club ever. You guys, it's Circadian. Love you guys. It's Circadian. Cheers. The Dodger UK for 10 British pounds. Proper money. Sargon, stream your Warhammer. I almost said White House games. It says WH. Like, what? Oh, Warhammer games or painting so us plebs feel better about our paint jobs. Yeah, you get fucking paint figures, man. I'm a nerd, but I guess there's limits for me. Guess there's just limits. In Spider-Man 2, there's an entire side quest line at Miles High School featuring LGBTQ plus. You forgot the plus, bigot. And BIPOC message. The reward is the Puerto Rican flag suit. The game is good, but I've never cringed harder. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. You know what? I've got a PS2. I'll fire up my old remember not the Amazing Spider-Man, the Spider-Man movie game. I'll fire that shit up. That was fun. I played that. That was a fun game. I'm going to be playing Return to Moria in the next few days. So be prepared. I had to sign up for Epic Games because it wasn't on Steam. I didn't care. I just signed up, paid my $40. People are saying the reviews are shit. I'm like, am I going to notice? Probably not. But Nerdrotic Gaming returns soon. Yeah, the Spider-Man 2 game sounds like woke garbage. Woke intersectional garbage. Don't care what the gameplay is. Oh, I saw a great review on it. What was the girl's name? Shit. She follows me on Twitter too. Damn it. I'll give her a shout out on FNT. I'll find out because her channel's got like 2,000 subscribers, which is great. You know, maybe it's just a hobby for her, but her review is great. It's like a real, she's like, I just finished playing the game. And, you know, she gives it a proper review. She talks about the mechanics and stuff, says they're really good. Then she gets to Peter and she's like, he's a cuck. And I started laughing. And she called Miles Jesus Christ. So, like, if you love Miles Morales as Miles Morales, you probably like the game. It's my first super chat. I just watched Peaky Blinders season 1 overall. I liked it. How is the rest of the season? Please, what would it take to shave Ryan's stash beard? Well, Alvin, for one, Peaky Blinders is great. Great fucking show. IDR, oh, that's 50. What is an IDRRP? A Martian peso. 50,000 Martian pesos. Alvin, I think, I don't know if you get Ryan drunk enough on beer. Like, he gets beer gay, so he might do it if you just get him drunk. Symbiotic Entity for $20 just left a donation and took off. Thank you. Please don't attach yourself to me. I've already had to deal with too many demons. Japanese Demon Lord at Beer Lucifer for $5. Folks are hoping Opla, One Piece live action, sticks to the source material. I'll just say there's a multiple Hot Springs episode and leave it to that. LOL. Well, spirit. I think the word is spirit of the source material. You know, I have never, ever once complained. I like Tom Bombadil. I like the chapters in the book. I have never once complained that they left him out. Left him out of the radio show. Left him out of the Peter Jackson films. The Barrow Downs. Now that's a little different, but yeah, like, I don't complain about that. It's in the spirit. It's in the spirit. The only person who F's Will Smith is Will Smith. It's Jada's code to tell him to go F himself. Russell Griffin for £5 British. Yes. He has his reasons. Maybe we don't know them all. I don't know. It's a personal issue. People are fucking weird in Hollywood. You know, the debauchery in that town. Think of the worst thing you can think of and then times it by 1,000. And that's what happens every night. It's a debaucherous town. It's a debaucherous town filled with freaks who, it's Babylon. It's Babylon. When Az buys the Viagra, it's not for him, says Desirius9 for $2. Judah for $2. They are trying to control what people wear. Yes, the SAG is controlling what people wear. Yes. Yeah. A couple people in the drinker chat. I mean, this happens even in my chat, so it's not like just drinkers chat. Got a little mad when I called out unions. Unions are fucking gay. Okay. They're gay. I worked in a field where I could have easily worked out a place with the union, and I actively avoided them. You want to know why? Because one boss is bad enough. I don't want two. Thank you very much. I don't want anybody telling me when I can and cannot work and what I can and can negotiate. I'm perfectly capable of doing it myself, and I don't need some fucking safety net. Oh, but the employer will take advantage of you. In California, there are enough laws on the books to where unions are useless. And there's another law where the unions can't really protect you. The at-will employer and the at-will employee. Gary is the Joe Biden of video games. That's probably true, except I don't shit my pants yet. Not Kevin Feige for two British, Brazilian, whatever the hell they are. We know you're hiding it. The Bookkeeping Boomer for $4.99. First super chat ever. Gary's door opening problems will go all the way back when he was 20. Well, yeah, I've always had problems with doors, okay? But I like the Doors. One of my favorite bands, by the way. Russell Griffin for £5 British. I'm a gay dude and sick of the totalitarian bullshit of their tokenism. It's Stalin horse shit from one beardy to another. Hell yeah. Yeah, nobody in this chat, none of my cohorts in this sphere, nobody has a problem with an individual. Whatever your aspects are, I don't have a problem with it. Never did on an individual basis. Somehow I managed to live in San Francisco, California for 18 years without a fucking problem. Because I deal with human beings individually based on their personality. Don't really give a shit who you sleep with, how you identify, where you go to church, where you worship. Don't care. Never did, never will. So thank you. Thank you for being here. You're always welcome here. Just to make the distinction, for one, when we get called every pejorative in the books, it's to make us defensive. It's to make us defensive, which I won't be. I won't apologize. I won't feel bad. I won't say, oh, I'm not a racist. I don't give a shit. But to make the distinction when the LGBTQ plus gets called out, it is the politicized organization aspect and the fact that is used by generally woke white women to push identity politics, which is a form of Marxism, is a way to separate us into groups and have us always fucking fighting. And that way we could all praise the one true God, the government. Fuck that shit. Quote from Fall of the House of Usher. If you stop making movies and TV for 1 year and you spend the money on what you really need, you could solve starvation, poverty, disease with some to spare. Geld213 for 20 Middle Earth dollars. Thank you. That's true. And are you talking about like the individual? With as much as I spend on entertainment and I just put it towards food and stuff here. I mean, I spend a lot, but a lot of it's for the channel. Would I spend this much if I didn't have the channel? Probably not, but most likely not. But if you're talking about what companies spend on movies and television shows and commercials, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I like to call these motherfucking hypocrites out. By the way, I don't have a problem with them spending $100 million, $200 million on a movie. I don't care. That's their money to spend. But when they want to start coming out and telling us, well, you all have to drive electric cars and you all have to stay inside when there's a cold, and the president that you like makes you a monster and less than human, that's when I start going, okay, so you care about the world, right? You're talking about environmentalism all the time and preaching from your soapbox. It's your award ceremonies where you're jerking each other off with your $10,000 tuxedos, $125,000 dresses. I just remind you that one of your fucking shitty movies could feed entire provinces. Okay? So shut the fuck up. You know, the money that they spend on the Marvels, you could have fed multiple villages in Mexico for a long time. A very long. $270 million? $300 million? Yeah, that'd go a long way. In a lot of countries, feeding kids. And I'd honestly rather it went to that. I would. But these other people who are telling us that we are near the sixth great extinction of mankind, which is an utter load of bullshit. What can cause that? Big rock falling from the sky, EMP, like a big one, big solar flare, sure, being grazed by a comet, pole shift, massive super volcano going off, sure. Does that mean we should be belching shit in the sky and just littering out our fucking windows? Hell no. Of course not. But we should definitely not fuck our planet, but we should also live in this reality to where a variance in temperature of a couple degrees isn't going to make a difference, because it's been hotter on the earth before in the medieval warm period. And it's also been a lot fucking cooler, like 18 degrees average temperature cooler, to where there was up to 2 miles of ice over the northern United States. And that was just 12,000 years ago. So yes, climate change is real. It changes all the time. And it really changes when there's a cataclysm. But when there isn't cataclysms, it's pretty mellow. There you go. That was my rant's over. Kale off for $10. Hail 2024. Traumaville revival and all the classics all year long. Screw the guild. Give people what they want. Yep. Unions did the Screen Act. The Writers Guild came out okay. They negotiated cleanly. They had a deal. They didn't try any last minute fuckery at the end, and they got it done. Right? Directors Guild got it done before they even went on strike. Screen Actors Guild, as Little Platoon pointed out today earlier correctly, actors are a special kind of people. The adult pretender tend to be a little dramatic. Carl is quiet. He is thinking, have any of these people actually read Locke? I think the better question, Jason Richardson for $20. I'll speak for my co-host. How many of these people have read a book? Okay, we're just talking about Jeremy, to be honest with you. Axel Jezen for $5. Carl, can you talk local shit posters, Callum and Harry, into coming on FNT and TNME one day? They're welcome to come on. Roger Rubio for $2. Enjoy yet another slice of key lime pie, Gary. No. No. Brian Law for $10. As long as there are midwits who think Filoni is a genius for making his keys extra jingly, Disney will always have a reason to parade around the desecrated, it's misspelled, desecrated corpse of Star Wars. Oh, yeah. There's still enough out there to bring, it's a revenue stream. Okay. It's a revenue stream. Please stop caring that we're called phobes, phobes, ists, and bigots by actual perverts, druggies, atheists, and PDF files. It's a badge of honor. Yeah, I don't. I mean, we bring it up, and I don't necessarily. Okay, so when I bring it up, I don't like you guys being called that. That's where I will always bite back on that when they call you guys that shit. You can call me it all day. I don't care. And they do. And I don't care. As you have the OG Lotus Eater on the stream, how about one of the lesser ones like Harry and Connor on soon? Wow. I'm going to call them and go, hey, lesser Lotus Eaters, do you want to come on FNT? I'm sure that'll go around well. Thanks. I definitely we're going to have more. I love them all. Judah for $10. As a normie that enjoys a massive variety of things I don't give my money to, I will like, however, I only give my time to things I love. You guys earned both of them for me. Cheers. Time is far more important than money. You can get one of them back. Maxor for 10 Canadian pesos. Gaming isn't safe. From 2010 to 2018, gaming industry has been in constant influx of washed up Hollywood execs who brought in DEI and hiring the dumbest, laziest, and woke people. Give it some more years. Yes, a lot of Hollywood execs have moved to gaming. That is true. And they are making it worse. Anyone played the first Mass Effect? It is a classic RPG that even allows you to be a space racist and bang space aliens as if you're Captain Kirk. Pickle Rickle for £5 I have not, but I'm sure many of my co-hosts have. Boulder Gate 3, worth a fug. YouTube are gay, says Isaac Desamora for $2. YouTubers are gay. Especially drama YouTubers. That shit's queer than the $3 bill. Drama is gayer than my wife's salon, old salon in San Francisco. That was pretty fucking gay. Kosh for $5. I'll give Apple TV some credit. It almost reminds me of the early days of Netflix where most of it was watchable. Severance and Silo are good examples. They're trying. Apple is as fucking woke as the day is long. And it's to cover up their, indentured servants and slaves that make their phones for them. But they are champagne, limp-wristed, fucking Silicon Valley socialists all day long. But they're at least trying something different on their streaming services. I'll give them credit for trying. It all looks incredibly average. I could be wrong. Haven't watched a second of Apple TV because it's on fucking Apple. I'm done with Apple. I've heard Severance is good. I heard Silo was okay. I've heard that Monarch is shit. I wanted that to be good because I was going to head over to watch that. Kurt Russell, Godzilla. It kind of boggles my mind how you fucked that up, but I'm going to see. I know somebody who's watched it early. Alfredo Artiega for I'll find it for myself, of course. For $5, Star Wars as an IP is worth more than $5 billion in prestige and equity. It does not even have to be good, and that's the problem. Would somebody pay $5 billion for Star Wars Apple. Would Amazon? Those are the only two companies I think that would bother buying it. Will there be a day where nobody bothers buying it? I would argue that $5 billion is greatly overvalued at this point. But but I'm talking about it from a fan perspective who understands somewhat, I'm no expert on anything. Fandom, how they feel, the mood of the general audience towards it. I wouldn't touch it with $5 billion. I think that'd be a waste of $5 billion. Unless you like had an extra $5 billion just laying around that you could spend, sit on it for 20 years and do something with it. But I don't think that helps. Marvel is, I think, worth more and should be worth more. There's more characters, more potential. Remember, Star Wars was going to be cheaper. George drove up the price based on the Marvel deal. And a lot of people thought Disney overpaid at the time. William Silva for $5. Hey, Sargon, if you're going to play D&D again, may I suggest Axe, Adventure Conquer Kings system? It's D&D rebuilt for integrated Dominion play. I don't even know what I just read. I wouldn't play current D&D. I knew once the hipsters got a hold of that, it would go to shit. Critical Role, all that garbage. 163 pounds to go. I will be Agent 199. Hail FNT, says Ruben Christopher Haynes. You're killing it, brother. Love you, man. Hope I see you in Wisconsin. Thank you for the $2. Chris Benoit for 2 Canadian pesos. Congrats, Chrissy. I'm available to babysit anytime. Oh, wow. You know, the world's a dark place. We need to laugh. Lord of the for $5. If Elon buys Star Wars, they could save money on effects by actually shooting scenes in outer space. Hail all and hail the snake pit. Hail to you. Holy Diver for $10. Wokeness is what drove me to Warhammer 40K, the best sci-fi series right now, where your politics don't matter, your aim does. Hell yeah. That's the way it's supposed to be. Why buy an IP, destroy what is made so popular, then self-insert propaganda into it? The message. Victoria's Secret recently realized this and is pivoting back to sexy women. Did anybody forget that sex sells? Simple. The activist entities that were involved wanted to get rid of that because they want to degrade the male. Who's they? Well, they take their masks off every day. They're uber extreme progressives that have been churned out by our universities. And they want to destroy the family. First step in destroying the family, destroy the male. I remember when I was saying this stuff 4 years ago. That's a wild conspiracy theory. God, I wish it was. I wish it was. I wish I was just going insane and it was a wild conspiracy theory. I truly do. And believe me, there's still people out there who are just like, that's not happening. That is not happening. They're not destroying the male. They're not destroying the family. Their intentionality destroying these franchises to make the new generation not knowing how about the past and accept a disgusting new normal. They don't need money. That's not what this is about. This won't stop. They do need money, but they have been, Doom Guy 83, they've been very well funded. We'll see if that funding continues. All Disney has these days are Disney branded and not Walt Disney, says George Andery for $5 Australian. They're not going to have much. 3 biggest things in Disney are failing rapidly. Some have already failed. What have you all thought about the House of Usher Midnight Mass? Is one of my favorite shows of all time, and I'm liking this one so far as well. Todd Steinberg for $4.99. Well put together, pretty well written. A little too much intersectionalism for me. We'll see how it goes. Great concept though, and I did like the first episode, but we'll see. We'll see. I like Flanagan, not as much as Mahler and anybody else. I think he's all right. Jeremy, how can I get you guys at the Township Auditorium in South Carolina? Says Editor MG for $5. I don't know. What's the Township Auditorium? We need to know about it. Tell us about it. I disagree with y'all. I'm enjoying Loki and Jonathan Majors' performance. Says C Black for $5. And you're allowed to do that. I'm not going to get on your ass for that. Comics made live action. Gay, says Isaac Desamore for $2. I like it, this caveman. Comics made live action. Gay. Keiko Long for $2. Echo's definitely going to make a lot of noise. Baha. Will Submissmith. Nice try there. It's supposed to be submissive, but he put Submissmith. For 11 British pounds, the cast of Vampire Diaries was shredded for 8 seasons, but Rob Pathotonicus refused to bulk up for the Vengeance Boy. Darkwing Duck is more Batman than him. Oh, okay. Yeah. Vengeance Boy. Okay, I know. Okay. Robert Pattinson, not Robert Patheticson. The Batman. A Batman movie that didn't make $1 billion, that was pretty well structured. That the pieces were there. Third act falls apart. Robert Pattinson was okay, but there's no way I'm going to see that guy as Batman. I'm just not. Just a weird, average film. Damn good soundtrack, though. Good God, that soundtrack is fucking amazing. Chrissy threw chum in the water. It was beautiful, says Mr. Eccentric for $1.99. Thank you. Keiko Long for $2. Mom, Dad, stop. You're scaring me. Jeremy David for $2. They split the release of Stranger Things 4. They did. Oh, this is when we were back in the binging. They did. They split the release of The Witcher, too. The Salt Merchant for $4.99. I don't like binging, especially on the first watch. If I had a new show I'd really like, I'd do 1 or 2 episodes, then switch it off. It drives my wife nuts, LOL. Yeah, it depends on how good the show is. Like, my wife and I are binging the hell out of Buffy and Angel, and we're watching them in order. There's a chronological order, so you flip back and forth. Once you get to Angel Season 1 and Buffy Season 4, you flip back and forth between shows, and it's fucking great. I'm having the best time watching it. We're almost done with Season 1 of Angel and Season 4 of Buffy. You eat pineapple pizza and key lime pie is gross? Yeah. Key lime pie is gross. Pineapple pizza rules. What's the problem? Basil 578 for $2. I also hate seafood. Editor MG for $20. Super chat for Sargon. We miss Twist Stupid. Keep up the good work, Sargon and FNT. We love you guys and gals. Cheers. You don't need to mention the women. They're not that important. Just kidding. X-Ray Girl. The Basco scenario for $6.99. Loki sucks. Comics knows coming from me. That means a lot. The Marvel's pointless. With the reboot coming, DCU much? Yeah, the reboot's pathetic. Sargon still playing Gladius. Thanks, bro, said Isaac. I don't even know if that was a troll. Filthy Horrors for $20. You're all keeping me sane. Thank you. Hate to say it, but the new Goosebumps on D+ is actually good. They aren't marketing it, and it's same day on Hulu. Reviewing currently surprisingly brutal and decent effects. I saw the ads for it on Hulu when I was watching Buffy. But you know what? I'm too old for Goosebumps. That's like Ryan's generation. Little baby Ryan was crying to his mama about Goosebumps. Me? Shit. If I wanted to read a horror novel, I read Stephen King or Dean Koontz. Basil, 578 for $5. Hail FNT, crew, and chat. Sorry, I'm at work watching on my smartphone, and I finally got access to the live chat. Did I miss any big announcement? No. Do we announce anything? No. No, I'm still waiting to do, tell you what the book's about, and then we're going to do a contest where the chat figures out the title. But you come up with your idea now, but if you put in the chat now, make a note of it. Okay? Make a note of it. Basil578 for $5. Hail FNT. Oh, I read that one. The chat seems to fly by, but the music mostly is relaxing, and I'm hoping to have some tunes next week for surgery that are three. What are the 3 end songs named? Oh, in the credits? One of them is called is a free song. Are you talking about the credits? Okay. First ones are old Friday Night Tights theme. I don't know what it's called. I'll ask Perry. The second one is pretty much my outro music for all my videos. We use it for most of it. It's a free song on YouTube, the YouTube music library. It's called Beam Me Up, and I chose it because it was called Beam Me Up. The last song is some fucking Asian song that Perry listened to. I don't know. So I'll have to ask Perry for 2 of the 3. Thunderstorm, $4.99. I picked up Brie because she would make Rachel watch. All right. Judah for $2. Last film I watched in theaters was Top Gun. Josh Kelsey drops $19.99, walks away because that's what Josh Kelsey does. Doom Guy, 83 for $10. All hail Friday Night Tights. Love you guys. You give us hope on the front lines on my 3rd Modelo going to take a shit. Oh, hell. Well, thanks for sharing. I hope your shit was wonderful and everything you thought it would be. And there was no blood. Tom Ricketts for $4.99. Hail Friday Night Tights. Here is your daily reminder to think about the Roman Empire. I don't need that. Already done. Helsing for $10. Hey, Sargon, does it really depend on the child? I don't know what that's for. Dead Hollow has season 2 coming soon, but not Firefly. Oh, Dead Halo. Why did I say Hollow? Halo has a season 2, but not Firefly. Leave Firefly alone. Just leave it alone. Yeah, Halo season 2 is gonna shit, and it'll get canceled. I think it's on Paramount, right? They're about to cancel everything. They canceled Rabbit Hole, Kiefer Sutherland show, and another one, Fatal Attraction. Oi, you got license for that time travel? Oi! Brightest Day audiobooks for $2. Maps on the Wall for $5. Sargon, I was late on the news of Lord Miles being alive until I saw him with y'all the other day. Happy that he is safe. Cheers. Sargon, my Nephilim, the exalted patriarch for $4.99. Fan Man 81 for $10. Honestly, the FNT mashup intro videos are the greatest videos on YouTube. It's not even close. The Jizz Jug had me dying. It's Perry. He's savage. Husband grown peen inside you, says Isaac Dozemero for $2. Husband grown peen inside you. I don't know what the fuck this guy's on, but this is great. Mayor of Maynard for $10. Jeremy, a few of the quotes in the book I mentioned earlier describes TDS as a T. Congrats, Chrissy. Damn it. Blew my load on the other chats. Cheers. Rude Dude Reviews for $10. Congratulations, Chrissy, and hail to the fellowship. Please, will I still see you in San Diego in January? Well, Chrissy will be there. I should be there because I think that's where we're moving my mom up. Random Eskimo for $9.99. I used to be 715 pounds. Holy shit. Not a mistype, 715 pound. And now I'm 285. Holy shit. Us former fatties love you too. That's fucking rad. Holy shit. Good Lord. Fucking manly. That's cool. Researching the history of witches. This made me aware of the book Extraordinary Popular Delusions and the Madness of Crowds. Expose the playbook of the left. Glad to know we are immune. Well, I think there's just a certain type of person who's immune to bullshit and can see through it, can see through the pandering. And listen, they're not very good at hiding they just lie and they don't give a fuck. They know they're lying. They know we know they're lying, but they know that there's a certain portion of the population that doesn't know they're lying. So they're like, haha, I'm going to lie to these people right in front of you. And you know I'm lying, and I'm going to fucking do it anyway. It's hard not to black pill with shit like that. But don't. Because take this one to the bank. Motherfucker lives that much, starts lying to themselves, and they start believing their own bullshit, and that's where the downfall begins. Wesley snipes ya for 20 Canadian pesos. Hey, there, pilgrims, just wanted to share my 2- and 4-year-old have heard your intro enough times that they start singing it to remind me it's showtime on Friday. LOL. Never stop sending it. What's your favorite cheese? That is rad. I love that the kids are humming along to Dan Vask's dulcet tones. But you should definitely subscribe to me, because if you want to hear more original Dan Vask, you subscribe to me. I write him a song. That's the way it goes. What's my favorite cheese? String cheese. As is Wonky Eyebrow for £5 all of the content in my escapism and entertainment, along with the most non-modern shows and movies. F.A. mainstream bullshit. Keep winning, and all hail FNT. Hail to you. Don't pull a Reuben. I know what that means now. For $5. Sorry, both Brie and Zegler look like they have Down syndrome. I don't know if they look like it, but one of them definitely acts like it. No, one of them acts like a little bitch who nobody's ever told no to. Pickle Rickle for £2. I would even take a Danny DeVito, to be honest. Okay. Where would you take him? I'm listening, but still miserable. Please help. Ms. Spencer for $5. I'm sorry. We do the best we can to help you laugh. I hope you're feeling better. Damn it, I felt that QR code shit. Funny from last week, Comic Book Girl 19 videos. Link me to you all. I'm usually later than the stream. My last super chat was Got Hot D, as was wearing the Hot D shirt. Yeah, that's right, Mayor. Thank you. Curtis Thompson for $5. Leave it to Carl to get demonetized for playing video games with his son. Yep. Mr. Spencer, thank you for the $1. I appreciate it. Quentin Collins for $10. Hi, Shad. We love you. Please stay safe and aware, and do not get Chris Benoit by roided kangaroos. Don't. Winter GS for $20. St. George Lionheart Floyd. Sing the theme song. As was laughing so hard, I almost wrecked my car. Hail the Fellowship, the 199, Chrissy's boobs plus X-Ray Girl's foots, and make way for the Iron Age. Yeah, there hasn't been a X-Ray Girl foot sighting in a while. To be honest with you, like, special occasions. Special occasions. Every day she's like, do you want me to bring out my feet? I'm like, no, we don't want to burn them out on it. We don't want to burn them out on it. It's not that kind of show, okay? We're not that kind of show. I just brought X-Ray Girl on because she's funny. She's funny. Ian Carlos for $9.99. Loki just forgot about the Iron. I guess Loki just forgot about the Iron Fleet. Yeah, Loki forgot to use its motherfucking powers when he had somebody dead to rights, because we had to wait for the Whammon to get there. But this is an MCU. Fucking fuck. Remember? Oh, I was talking about this on Open Bar. But remember, everybody, for those of you who aren't on Twitter, I posted a clip of Mobius and Loki eating key lime pie and talking about their feelings. And I said, I just put on it the absolute state of Marvel. Fucking freaked, the MCU stands out. It makes it to Reddit. It gets 5.5 million views. I don't get ratioed. I don't get ratioed, which is surprising. But my mentions were just fucking filled for days, which is fine. I don't block or mute anybody. And where are they now? The numbers for this show were so fucking low, Samba TV didn't report them. I repeat, Samba TV did not report the Loki numbers because they're so low. The Voodoo Guy for $10. Nothing groundbreaking to say, just dropping a line to say hail to the Fellowship. Hail to you, that one Voodoo Guy. That's good enough, pal. Martin Bassett, thank you for the $10. For £5 Hey, Gary. Loved your last Forbidden Frontier. Have you heard of the Valley of the Headless Men? It's crazy. Mr. Ballin did a good video on it. I have heard of that, but that is a good subject. We're going to hit the Graham Hancock, Joe Rogan talk for next week. We're going to hit that. And then I believe it is let me check calendar. Sunday the 5th. Critical Drinker joins us on Forbidden Frontier. That's right. The Critical Drinker joins us on the Forbidden Frontier. We're going to talk about Dyatlov Paz. Dyatlov Paz, he has a book that he wrote on it. It's an interesting subject. Many have said it's debunked. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think something really effed up happened. Was it aliens? Was it a Yeti? Was it transdimensional? Was it some secret Russian project? Was it frostbite? Don't know. Something very strange happened, though. Maps go on the wall for $5. Question for Jeremy. Which of the following are they? A, low down. B, dirty. C, some snitches. D, all of the above. I'll answer for him. All of the above. And maps go on the wall. But I wish I could pull my camera up, which I can't right now. But I have pinned all the maps to my ceiling, right? So I'm getting close to finishing the office where I can actually give you guys a legit tour. What I was waiting for is to cover my ceiling, which I am 2/3 of the way done. So I put a lot of Song of Ice and Fire maps up. I got a lot of fantasies. I took a couple of old Song of Ice and Fire calendars, cut them up, put that stuff up. I've got flags. I got Jolly Roger, British flag, an original Texas. It's the Burnett flag for Texas is up there. My ships. It's almost done. But maps are pinned to the wall, right? Or pinned to the ceiling. I also have some pinned to the wall. You could also nail maps to the wall. And when you're done with maps, you can put them in the shredder or the wood chipper, whatever you like. Or you can set them on fire. Whatever you want to do with maps. As is Wonky Eyebrow for £2 British. Nice time to see both comics and Odin on at the same time. Hail FNT. Don't get used to it. I mean, comics is here all the time, but Odin being the big star that he is, he just fucking shows up whenever he wants. Goddamn prima donna. Fact, FNT fact for a trivia question. Who's the biggest prima donna on FNT? Odin. Brightest Day audiobooks for $2. Please clap. Goji King for $10. I'm going to need serious therapy after that. What, our show? Well, we need it too, to be honest with you. Beard for $2. It's jaw-breaking. It's jaw-bearing time. Jaw-bearing. Why did I say jaw-breaking? Thank you for $2. And Mark Klein for $50. How in the hell did we miss that? Hail FNT Fellowship. I want to give a shout out to my baby boy Dante, who turned 18 yesterday, raised in all facets of nerdity. He turned out to be a great kid and is a good set of values, a genuinely good person, and a damn fine young man. Cheers. Happy birthday, Dante. We actually did read that one. We did, thank God. Art Gaines for $5. Weekly reminder, do not talk to the media, no matter how nice they sound. If they're not an active peddler of degeneracy, they will misrepresent you. That's why I don't talk to the media. The media wanted to talk to me about the let's talk about shit. And if I did, it would be, I can see, because it's just between us, it would be full troll. It would be absolutely 100% troll. I'd just sit there and troll the fuck out of them. But no. The media, I don't get a bunch of requests from the media. I think I've had two. But I would say no. I would go to my videos. I would say this if I was any YouTuber. I talk for a living. Go to my videos. Go to my live streams. There's hours of you can hear exactly what I'm about and what I think. And while people can keep up a front on streaming, I always say a poser, a fraud, a tourist will always out themselves, because inherently people, unless you're full on 100% sociopath, it's very hard for people to put up a front and lie for too long. It ends up just driving you crazy. I know because I did that when I was an addict. I put up a front and lied to a bunch of people, and it started driving me fucking insane. So, you know, after how many years have I been streaming? 7 or 8. Yeah, there's plenty. Like every misstep, every mistake, every boomerism, everything I fucking said, everything my co-host said, it's all there. It's all out there. And they got transcripts. Easy to find shit if you're looking for it. So it's not really necessary. Happy to go on a friend's channel or another channel and chit chat away. That's fun. But media, corporate media, fuck off. Don't care. Don't care. All right. You guys are crazy tonight. Hang on. Getting to the new ones now. We are finished up with FNT, and we are finished up with the Nerdrotic Nooner. So we get to the new stuff now. Hey, Gary, are you watching Amazon's Gen V? It's actually really good. I need what Seth Rogen is smoking for real. I haven't because I got so checked out on The Boys season 2, and that was really tough for me because I'm friends with the co-creator. I'm a fan of the comic, very much a fan of the comic. That has not changed. I own them all. I'm in the comic book twice. So that's why it was really, really fucking difficult to criticize it, but I did. We haven't spoken since, but, you know, I got to be real. It went full TDS and went away from the book, and it lost the spirit of the book, and it's become something completely different than what the book was. So it turned me completely off, especially when they did that meme episode 7 from season 2. And the changes the gender swap they made, it was hard to see. It was hard to see. It also didn't make any fucking sense. Changing storefront into a chick. But there you go. But maybe I'll try Gen Z. I will try. I've heard good things. Chris liked it. Chris also likes She-Hulk. But thank you for the super chat. I will think about it. I'm definitely going to try out Invincible season 2. And Reacher season 2 is coming out in December. Hell yeah. Darren Murphy for $9.99. Gary, I know this is off topic, but your kids, do you have a plan to avoid the draft? The U.S. started sending troops today to the Middle East, and Israel invade Gaza today. Keep the family safe. Over my dead body will either of my kids go fight in a war. That's a fact. Dead body. But I don't necessarily, I don't think, the youngster won't be able to go. The youngster will definitely not be able to go. The older one? Yeah, hell no. Not over there. Not for that. No fucking way. No way. Moto Metal Racer. Moto Metal Racer. Hail, Gary. Full disclosure, your solo videos you make about reviews and the bombing of shows and movies are seriously my absolute favorite video. Let me read. Okay, so full disclosure, your solo videos you make about reviews and the bombing of shows and movies are seriously my absolute favorite video on YouTube. Cheers. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I do. You guys have blessed me with the best job I've ever had. I'm fucking happy to work. Every day is gravy with this. This was like, I've talked about it before. It's like winning a lottery you worked your ass off for. And I had been planning on doing some sort of a podcast since 2008 at my comic shop. With it always off in the distance, I always had some other plan, but I was always like, you know, secretly preparing for it to the point where My prototype for this studio was my studio in San Francisco that I built out in 2010, 11. So through a very unsettling and strange set of circumstances that led me to podcasting, it only happens if you guys liked it and supported it. And that has been one of the greatest blessings of my life, period. And I can never express my gratitude enough. So thank you for the kind words. It fires me up. It fires me up. And I mean, at the very least, hopefully you guys you get a chuckle, you're entertained, you laugh at my expense. I'm okay. Like, thank you. Seriously, thank you. And I know the guys feel the same way. When we get together and talk, like, it comes up every time, whether I'm sitting with Drinker or Shad or Jeremy or Ryan, and as we just go, do you believe this? This is crazy. It's surreal. It's surreal that I talked to Chris Gore. It's surreal that I talked to Comic Book Girl 19. You know, it's surreal that some of the people who are contacting me behind the scenes, fucking former power executives and CEOs at giant companies who've created huge things that are making billions of dollars, contacted me. This fucking idiot who got kicked out of 3 high schools. But none of that happens without you, because it's not just my video, right? It's not just a Jeremy live stream. It's that chat. It's the 199. It's the fellowship. Everybody's supporting the Iron Age. Anybody who's doing a review, it doesn't matter how many people are watching your show. Like, for one, I watch a ton of channels that there's 16 people in the live stream. I'm number 16. Okay. Because for one, it's really entertaining. I go to you guys first for entertainment. So again, it's a great hobby. Thank you very much. But I have learned now for sure that if you are reviewing, say, Reacher season 2, episode 1 airs, somebody goes live and they're reviewing it, there is a really good chance that somebody from that show will find your video and at least watch it. I don't know if they're going to interact with it, but they're going to listen because they want to know what people think. They're going to want to know what people think. That was my whole philosophy in this. I'm like, well, we'll just talk about TV shows that aren't Walking Dead. We'll do Talking Dead that's not Walking Dead. And I ended up, like, when I had under 1,000 views, I ended up interviewing an actress from Happy because we reviewed Happy. You know, it was fun. So, like, this is tons of fun. Would it be more fun if more stuff was good? Yes, it actually would. But you know what? We're human beings, and what we do is make the best out of bad situations. And now it's tons of fun to just make fun of Disney making the next disaster. Maybe Peter Parker and Miles Morales could give up on MJ and Gwen and get married. They could be Spider-Mens. The reviewer, whose name I will mention tomorrow, said that, again, I haven't played the game, said that Spider-Man and Harry were more of a relationship than Spider-Man or than Peter Parker and Mary Jane. Mark of reality. You tell me if that's true or not. If you played the game, I'm not going to. I don't own a PS5. I thought about it briefly yesterday because I'm like, oh, Return to Moria is on PS5. Maybe I'll play it on PS5. Then I'm like, fuck that. I'm not going to buy a fucking PS5. I have been playing the shit out of my PS2 and PS3, though. Love it. Love it. I'm fine with that. Killer T-Shirt. When is the 3rd movie coming out? I don't know. They're getting kind of old. I like the sequel. I do. It's just the first movie is like in my top 10 all favorite movies of all time. Boondock Saints. Fucking great movie. This was sent. Oh, fuck. I forgot the name. Shit. I'm supposed to be saying that on the stream too. Somebody sent this to me. Thank you. You're brilliant. I'm going to wear this until it wears out. This is one of those shirts like I thought about buying and just never did. And then somebody sends me one. I'm like, fuck yeah. You guys are great. Hail Gary, been watching Az and Disparew's Robin Hood reviews. As a Gen X Anglophile, what are your ultimate cinematic Robin Hood? Well, okay. Errol Flynn, the original that they used to show on the movie of the week. I can't remember if it was CBS, NBC, or ABC. It feels like it was ABC. Watched that, loved that. The first movie I saw in the theaters was the Disney Robin Hood. So I used to have a Robin Hood hat. I used to have a fake little, bow and arrow with the suction cup thing. And as a kid, that was like the first hero I emulated. Well, Robin Hood and Zorro. So that's when I was like really young, like running around in my fucking underwear and shit, when I was like 4 or something like that. That's what my mom tells me anyway. So, and then Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Fucking love that movie. Love that movie. But Errol Flynn is Robin Hood. Errol Flynn, that party animal motherfucker. Symbiotic Entity, thank you for the $2 super sticker. I appreciate you. Do you ever get your comics graded? Says Timothy Barsati for $1.99. Yes. Like keys, only keys. Personally, I mean, it's fine. I'm glad they've changed it where you could hang them up. That was a big deal to me. I'm like, okay, there you go. Now I might do it. But you know what, Timothy? They're good for your keys if you're planning to sell them someday, but that requires me to have another copy to read because I don't like trades. I like reading comic books. I'll read a trade in a pinch if I haven't like a Mark Millar interview and I need to read Nemesis Reloaded. I read the trade because I didn't get all my comic books in time to be prepared for that interview. But I prefer comic books. Unless it's originally printed. And I like the original form. So if it's originally printed as a hardcover graphic novel, then I want the hardcover graphic novel. It's originally printed as a floppy, then I want the floppy. I want the first. I want the first, what it was intended to be in. So I don't grade most of my books, but I have some. I've like the graded boxes. I have 2 graded boxes full of graded books. That's all out of my greatly reduced collection from what I used to have. I used to have 250,000 comics. That's right. Now, I don't know. I have no fucking idea. 30,000, 40,000? I whittled it down to the stuff I really liked. I am going to be getting rid of most of my modern stuff. I'm essentially going to have a cutoff period. The plan is, I was just talking to my son about this, is to eventually get the website's done. It's been waiting for my approval. The website's been done for 2 months. So once I sit down, give it my approval, goes back to the writers, they finish it, then we attach a store to it, which will probably just my eBay store. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I do have an eBay account, an eBay store, and I'm going to start selling off the stuff that's in my storage, the stuff that's in the attics, and so a lot of comic books. I have enough shit I could start a comic store today, like tonight. So that's the plan. That's the plan. Whittle down the collection a little more. I'm getting old. I've read a lot of it. I'll go put it out in the world. Thanks for asking, though. Definitely, if you want, grading for a lot of stuff is bullshit, but with key issues, first appearances, definitely grade your comic. It will increase the value, for sure. For sure. If you're buying, don't buy graded comic books. Buy raw comic books. Take the chance, take the risk. You save thousands of dollars sometimes. Remember when big budget meant something special? No shit. Hanalak, thank you for the $2. I appreciate you. Hail Adopted Internet Dad, thank you for inspiring us all to be creative while making a damn fine community. Hoping to write something worthwhile. If it's worthwhile to you, and you enjoy doing it, then it's worthwhile. Marvel and Star Wars content needs a break, but will Disney do so? Very doubtful. On the other hand, I'm intrigued with how bad the Marvels do once it comes out and follows the excuses and following the excuses of why it failed. Fantastic, Mr. Knox. Thank you for the 10 Australian dollars. And thanks for being fantastic. Just want to thank you. Yeah, it'll be interesting. But the thing the Marvels does is it also exposes Captain Marvel for what it was. Great marketing. Thoughts on Joaquin Phoenix Napoleon film, Lord Botha, for $1.99. A historical biopic I'm interested in. So is Ferrari. I mean, like, I'm not huge on them because I don't know, when something's history and you take the artistic license, alternate history stuff, I think that's interesting. I like that. I don't know. But yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it. It's Ridley Scott. It's Joaquin Phoenix. I'll check it out. We'll see how well it does, though. I got panned for, like, listen, Oppenheimer, I'm glad I watched it once, and it was good. I'll never watch it again. I'll never watch it again. I thought it was a little self-indulgent, a little long. I didn't mind the third act as much as other people did, though. I thought the third act was actually kind of interesting. I thought Robert Downey Jr. fucking killed it in that movie. Holy shit, that guy's good. I think everybody did. I think, 6.5, 7 out of 10. But that's me watching a historical biopic is like, shit. I'm a nerd. I want to see wizards. I want to see superheroes. I want to see sci-fi. I want to see spaceships or a drug deal gone bad. That's what I like. William Killau for $20. Batman Arkham Asylum graphic novel. Everyone says it's brilliant. I think it's crap. Thoughts and best comic money ever spent. John Byrne, fantastic omnibus. Oh, that's so good. The Batman Arkham Asylum, Dave McKeon. I liked it. I'm getting the artist wrong on that. Arkham Asylum. It was not. Why did I think it was graphic novel? GN. God, I hate getting old. Yeah, Dave McKee and Grant Morrison. I got it right. See? Wow. Even when I think I'm losing it, I'm questioning myself now. This is crazy. I liked it. Art's not for everybody. So you are not the only William Kalal at the time when it was coming out, it was very give or take. It was some people loved it. Some people like, fuck that art. So you're not alone. You're not alone. I liked it though. But you know what? I think the John Byrne Fantastic Four Omnibus is better. It's much better. Much better. Kurt Busiek and Carrie Nard's run was excellent. I got to look it up. Oh, of Conan. Was that? Oh, look at that. Eric July came up out of fucking nowhere. When did that come out? I'm like, why am I drawing a blank on this? If I like Kurt Busiek, he's a good writer. Did you guys read? Did any of you read The Sumerian? It's Robert E. Howard's Conan adapted perfectly by a French comic book artist, but they can't call it Conan, so they call it Sumerian. It's fucking awesome, so good. When did this fucking come out? I must have missed this one. Boop. Oh, okay. Yeah, what the fuck? Was this Dark Horse? I must have completely missed this. It was early 2000s. Starting at my store. I sold these books. I'm a Marvel Conan guy. I read some of the Dark Horse. Derek Robertson did a Conan book, if you remember. He wrote and drew a supersized special. That was really good. But thanks for reminding me of that, dude. But no, like epic Conan is Roy Thomas, Savage Sword of Conan, outside of Robert E. Howard. Gary's telling you Simps. What? I just had that up. Thank you, by the way, Alex Belfour. Appreciate you. Gary is telling you Simps, think of X-Ray Girl and get a hold of yourself. Hey, now. I know. I actually did that. Wasn't good advice. Her name was Beardo, says Luis Cervez. Have you ever played D&D? I've been binging YouTube vids called Acquisitions Incorporated. Acquisitions. Why did I say ask? Acquisitions Incorporated. People playing D&D kind of entertaining. Yes, I played D&D back in the day. I did. Back in the day. As a matter of fact, the comic book character I made up, and you'll probably never see the light of day, but that character was created through D&D. Are you guys going to watch FNA Five Nights at Freddy's? It's apparently out on Peacock right now, and the same day it's released in theaters. Yeah, it's on Peacock, so I'll probably watch it this weekend with my kid at home. Take my first here for many to come. Hell, wow. It's beautiful. Zinyo. For 20,000 IDRs or Martian pesos. Well, holy shit. TJ for $100. Hail. So as a fellow ex-con, I got the best news I could ever have gotten after years of waiting to finally hear my fate today. That day came and my criminal record expunged and has been granted. Still have a while longer to wait before it's processed and approved. Bureaucracy, but congrats, brother. Yeah, that's a process, my friend. One that I considered going through. I wanted to get a pardon from when Schwarzenegger was governor. I wanted my pardon to come from Schwarzenegger. Just never got around to it. Never could afford it. Never got around to it. I suppose I could do it now, but what's the point? But, you know, for you to work, if you're younger than I am, like definitely if you can get rid of it, get rid of it. And you did, especially since you don't want that shit hanging around your neck all your life. It's a lot easier now, but I don't know how old you are, TJ, but that stigma just doesn't go away with some people. So it's good to get it gone. Some people it doesn't go away. To a lot of people out there, I'm still just a felon. Oh, well. Old Man Thor and Loki 2 finale build Thor back up. Well, I don't know what's going on in the finale, but it would be easy to build Thor back up. Just don't have him directed by Taika Waititi and have him be a fucking hero. You got the right guy. You got the template. It's all there. Just drop the fucking comedy, okay? Gary, can't wait to find out more about your book. Clint Lorman for $2. Cheers. Thank you. I worked on a bit of it today. I mean, dude, it's being ghostwritten. I ain't writing the fucking book. But like I'm pouring over every word and editorial. So, I mean, it's in my voice, right? But I mean, I can't write. So I can, but like, I'm not very good at spelling. So we have somebody helping me out. But it's definitely I get a say on every single syllable, dotted I, cross T on it, everything. And we are 4 chapters in. We got a long way to go. But I'll tell you about it probably in video form. I just need to know, like, it's not, the whole video is not going to be, hey, I'm doing a book. I'm not going to put that on my main channel. So it's going to be a video about something. Then at the end, I announce the book, or it'll be probably something from the book. I'll just say that. That will be part of the subject. Pydera for $5. Disney changed Finn's story / presence to appease China. I wouldn't be surprised. Yet they call fans racist because they don't like the stories. Why do people forget this? Because a lot of people have especially Disney Star Wars fans have the memory of your garden variety average ostrich. I know people dislike Amber in the show Invincible, but it isn't the point that she's a bitch who Mark ditches eventually for Adam Eve. You would think that, Carrier Buff, but we'll see if they follow through on it. This all makes sense when you realize Hollywood is middle-aged white women doing the modern equivalent to tearing their heads and arms off of their little brother's G and Joe collection figure. That analogy has been said before, and it's never been more true. Null face for $9.99. Cheers. Why not follow up Werewolf by Night? Werewolf by Night was goofy, inoffensive, but goofy, and not very good. Werewolf by Night, I think if you wanted to do it in the style of the Universal horror movies and make it rated R and black and white and make it a horror movie, yes, all fucking day long. Because if you establish a real horror character, and then you can establish the real horror Marvel, because it's supposed to be horror. And I love the combination of superheroes and horror, real horror. That's why Ghost Rider is one of my absolute favorite superheroes. I freaking love it when those two cross over. Batman, X-Men versus vampires and shit like that. That's what I like. I like it a lot. But it's been done right in some stuff, but mostly not. If you ever come to the Indy area, you have to check out the Doctor Who store in Canby. It's called Who North America and is well worth seeing. Indiana? Son of Gallifrey 911 for $4.99. If I'm ever in that area. Hell yeah. Most go to Doctor Who Genesis of the Daleks for me. So Binary Sunset Media for 10 Canadian pesos. It's Genesis of the Daleks is awesome. I almost didn't graduate high school. They kind of want me, kind of want you to show up, but I'm pretty sure they were afraid of my mom, so they let me walk. But I was too busy traveling around the world and learning actual stuff that matters. Shenanigans McFanigan for $20. Yes, and good for you for doing that instead. For sure. Doctor Who. I'm going to be covering all the specials. The specials were announced. Guess what? On the anniversary, there is no special. It's fucking retarded. Absolutely retarded. So the specials are going to run Saturday the 25th, Saturday December 1st, Saturday December 9th. We'll cover all of them. There's like a documentary on November 1st, but no special on the anniversary. Utterly ridiculous. Honestly, I'm optimistic about Disney. Sure, we are in a bad place, but they also went through a rough patch in the 70s and 80s and found its way back. With the way things are going, I think it can again, says Chris Nicholson for $10. It can. The only difference is they got political. They chose a side. So you alienated somebody in a way that they'll never come back. Just making bad shit and making bad decisions. People will be energized for you, especially when you do something different. When you get personal, is what Disney did. They got personal with their clientele. They got real personal. If you're a conservative, I don't know how the fuck you can give them money. I don't. Somebody was getting on me. Well, you're watching Loki, you're watching the Marvels. Yeah. Am I giving him money? Did I ever say I was? Did I ever insinuate that I was? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, always right, and never makes mistakes. But Gary, you're the type of guy I wish I could meet and shake hands with. Take care. Thanks, Deneska, for 5 British pounds. I appreciate it. I hope to do that someday. Gary, I sent a super chat on Open Bar that referred to the What If Episode 7 was an awesome video that Chris Gore covered. It is also really good. Discuss on FNT? Sure. Sure. We could discuss it. I will, hang on. I have to screenshot that. I have to screenshot that to have X-Ray Girl remind me. Thanks. G'day, mate. When is Robert Meyer Burnett coming back? Also, any interest on a trip down under, maybe with a convention? Joel C for $7.99 Australian. Yeah, I want to go down there someday. I definitely do. There's a place where you can camp where they shot Mad Max, the Road Warrior, and I want to go. I also have some friends down there I'd love to see. Maybe. Robert Meyer Burnett, he probably doesn't know it yet, but on the 18th of December, it's a Sunday, is the 20th anniversary of Return of the King. And I will have the gang. He was on my previous 2 20th anniversary live streams. I'm sure he'll show up. I'm going to have the gang all here to talk about the 20th anniversary of Lord of the Rings as a whole, and specifically talk about Return of the King. So that day, for sure. We might get him on FNT again. I know he's back on Campia. You know, good. You know, Campia needs him. Campia needs him. Dearest for $1.49. Thank you for the super sticker. Laura's Lodge did a great video on the Headless Men, also Dyatlov Pass. Highly recommend the channel. In general, they put a lot of effort into original research going back to the source material. Oh, love it. Hell yeah. Matthew Hammond, I found out about Robert Barnes is watching Stargate. He is on season 7 and is loving it. Okay, you're trying to like put pressure on me, dude. Tell you what. Instead of watching Babylon 5, which I usually do around the holiday times, I'll watch Stargate instead. Okay? As soon as we're done with the Buffy run, I'm getting in the Stargate. I'll get back into it. Just for you. Because I love you. Gary, see you in Wisconsin. Road trip in the new Camaro. Hoodie D for $1.99. Have fun. I was highly tempted to go out and buy a new car, which I have not done. No, the wife bought a new car, right? But because she needed one. We buy one generally every 10, 12, 13 years. We buy one. But I was driving around. I used to have a Ram 1500 back in the day. And I love that truck. I fucking loved it. So I had a rental, and it was a Ram 1500. I'm like, God, I miss this truck. It's a good truck. But then I'm like, do I want to spend $40,000 on a car or get stupid payments? And then I said, no. Fuck no. I like having my paid for cars. It's ridiculous. Plus, where in the fuck do I drive? I drive to the gym and back. Well, in California when I go there. But like, honestly, I drive to HEB and the gym. That's all the places I go. I love Scotch for $1.99. Thank you for the super sticker. HEB is awesome. If you're in Texas, HEB, greatest grocery store ever. First time, long time, be gentle. Okay. How do I say that? Knock for $5. Thank you for the $5. Uncle Baby Billy. Are you familiar with Lady Fat Blood? Most solid female reviewer around on Fat Samurai's channel. I am not. But if you're saying she's solid, so it's on Fat Samurai's channel. I'll take a look. I got the Fat Samurai guy. Is that it? the fat samurai guy. 28.7 thousand subscribers. I will check his channel out. I'm always looking for new reviewers. There's so many good ones out there. I feel so bad that the young lady who did the Spider-Man 2 review, I was totally going to keep her name in my mind. I had the tab up for her, and it just, whew. So I'll find it again, though. Symbiotic Entity, thank you for the $10 super sticker. I like that that avatar there. It's good. This is a test. I super chat. I want to send, won't send. What the fuck, YouTube? I got to get back to your message. I got your message, Raging Rhino. I'll get back to you. I got super busy today. Sorry, buddy. Go subscribe to Raging Rhino. Fucking good dude and good channel. Big Ahsoka fan. The biggest Ahsoka fan on the planet. Hail, Gary. Glorfindel is the OG Balrog Slayer. Glorfindel. Justice for Glorfindel. Bolo BRL for $2. Well, someday we're going to get a Lord of the Rings TV series, like a Fellowship, Two Towers, Return of the King TV series. That will happen. Absolutely happen. I promise you. Will it be good? No, probably not. But then we'll probably get Glorfindel. We'll probably get Tom Bombadil. We'll get all the stuff. Naked hobbits running around. The scouring of the Shire. Like a full, like, shadow of the past. Like that will show us everything. Also, mate, yours and Drinker's editorials are absolute gold. Thank you, Jolsey. Is it Jolsey? Jolsey for $14.99. Australian. I love when I do night stuff, I get the Australians. Fuck yeah. Except for Shad, because he never watches my stuff. I watch his stuff. He never watches mine. But that's okay, because none of the guys watch my stuff. Well, except for Az. And maybe Ryan. I'm not hurt. I watch all their stuff, but they don't watch mine. Always on point and coming from a place of heart. Not to mention funnier than a fart in an elevator. Keep it up, mate. Cheers. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You know, just because I think I'm funny doesn't mean I'm funny. I want 16 Candle reboot with Star Wars vers Rey and Kylo. A version of Rey and Kylo. That would be entertaining. That's a Raylo thing I could get into. God, 16 Candles is such a good movie. That Thompson Twins song at the end. If you were here. I'm probably going to watch that now. God, John Hughes was a genius. Fucking genius. He had a good run. Gone too early. Matthew Hammond for $4.99. Have you considered having your son create coffee table books with pictures of your figures that are in your office with descriptions and histories in them? Would somebody want that? Maybe. I don't know if, would anybody want that though? I mean, like every action figure has a story. Every comic book has a story. Every person has a story. I don't know. Having my son do it would be a cool idea. Was a big fan of Buck Rogers' TV show. Would like to see another series done. If not, for today's Hollywood, even a team up of space legends Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon would be awesome. That would be fucking awesome. And I love the Buck Rogers TV show. I own the set on DVD. Gil Gerard, hot women. The ships were excellent. The ships were cool as fuck. I have a bunch of action figures. I have a Wilma Deering. Wilma Erin Gray, to me, was the hottest woman who ever lived. So Erin Gray, Wilma Deering. I got her action figure right there. Right there. You can't see it, but you have to trust me. It's on the ceiling. I would love it. I would love it. What do you like more, Flash Gordon or Buck Rogers? That's a tough one, man. Opinion on Bill Willingham putting Fables to public domain. Red Sheaf Deb 000 for $10. One of the biggest fuck yous in comic history. Respect. Respect. Not Kevin Feige. Gary, when you going to watch and read One Piece? Not live action. Not Kevin Feige for £2 British pounds. Maybe I've started. What happened was we actually spent a lot of time on that One Piece review. And that's the thing I worked on right when I got back from the UK. And then I had to do like supplemental, like just quick news videos for you guys. Because I felt like making them because I thought they were a big enough deal to talk about. Then a strike video. Then I just got to doing other things, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. Past the first couple of episodes. I like it. Reading it, not Kevin Feige. I actually have it all, so I can pick it up and read it whenever I want. Thanks to Kimmy Am anyway. Disney these days reminds me of the classic Blade quote, some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. Thanks for the YouTube censorship. Heartbreak Ridge for $5. You are absolutely correct. Gen V is woke. Their character who changes his gender. 8R Burks for $5. Yeah. Well, I can tell you why that's there, but I actually can't. But, you know. If Feige is throwing in a last-minute post-credit scene to save the Marvels, I think Rogue would have been a better choice. Put Larson in a coma. I was thinking the exact same thing. If you're going to put an X-Men in, you put in Rogue. Bonesaw is ready for $5. It's the only X-Men that makes sense. And you make Anne Paquin look like bad Rogue. Short hair, big white stripe. Bonesaw is ready. What is the book supposed to be about? And will you be using bots positively to review bomb it? Says Luis Suevas. Well, of course. I've already contracted out the bot farm to give me positive reviews, so I can get lifted up on Amazon. I also have another third-party marketing firm ready to call anybody who criticizes it racist. No. I'll tell you what the book's about in the video. You guys will be the ultimate judge. If it sucks, it sucks. I am not above criticism. Sent you info about the Alamo Draft House Lord of the Rings viewing. Oh, Jose Ataco for $1.99. Did you send it today via Gmail? Because I am very interested in that. Is it Jose? Do you have the same? Oh, Alamo. There it is. Okay. Oh, Jose. Orale. This is a fucking good idea. This is a really good idea. Oh, and Mrs. N got back to you. That's good. Well, look at that. Okay. I'll try. I will try. I will do my very bestest to make this happen. You are a champ. Thanks for sending that. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome, man. Holy shit. This went way longer than it was supposed to, but you guys were very generous. So it's now it's time to go. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I do want to read something really quick. Okay. Let's see. All right. All right. I just got to make sure I get the name right. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-boop-a-doo. Okay, from a young lady named Cassandra. Young lady named Cassandra. Sent me some art. It's pretty awesome. Mashups that I love that will be hanging up somewhere in this room. Did a wonderful job. This is pretty badass. Yeah. Ooh. Thank you, my dear. And she wrote a very nice letter that I wanted to read. So this will be framed and hung up. And when that happens, Cassandra, you will see it on Instagram. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. I'm going to read part of the letter she sent. Hi, Gary. Been watching you and Jeremy since my mom and little sister passed away in 2021. It kept my mind off of the struggles me and my big brother went through after their passing watching your videos. I wanted to send you a small thanks that I think you'll appreciate. This is artwork I did back in 2011. I'm a storyteller and artist who had hoped to work for Marvel and DC, but now I wouldn't want to touch them with a 10-foot pole. So this piece is from a story idea I had where Ghost Rider temporarily teams up with Captain to save Johnny. This was the resulting artwork. I hand drew and scanned them, colored in Photoshop. I hope you enjoy it. I absolutely do. I'm sorry for your loss, and as I've said many times, it's weird being on the other side because I was, when I was going through like hell, it was like live radio and then eventually podcasts and YouTube and, our escapism that helps you give that little relief to let you know there's another human being out there. Occasionally gives you a chuckle to get your mind off it. Definitely not to like forget about them, and you're never going to forget about them. But it offers relief, and to know that like I'm on the other side of that. Just know that you guys, it's reciprocal. Like when we were going through my wife losing her business, my kids being kept out of school, it was tough. It was really tough, and you guys got me through it. You guys got all of us through it. You dragged us through it. So, Cassandra, that's really sweet. Thank you. I really appreciate it and the kind words. And I hope you're doing okay. So, thanks to you guys again. The fellowship is undefeated. It's an amazing place. Again, I can never thank you guys enough. See you tomorrow night on Friday Night Tights, where there will be, at this time, no guests. And this is on purpose. We promised to do this, and we're probably going to do it more, as we'll have a guestless show once a month, once every couple months. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to round one up tomorrow, which I could. It's our very special Halloween episode. We will be wearing costumes. What costumes? Guess you just got to tune in to find out. And we will discuss Loki, which I'm going to watch right now. And we will discuss the strike, the Film Actors Guild strike. We will discuss the Marvels. We will discuss whatever the hell else is going on right now. Jonathan Majors. And whatever happens between now and tomorrow morning. That ultimatum is a pretty big deal that the studios put down on the Film Actors Guild. So we will see if they blink. We will see who blinks first. You guys are brilliant. See you tomorrow.